Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for taking the rendezvous with us right here on Spectrum Television. It is the APM Bilingual newscast on the eye of the news for today, Friday, July 19, 2024. Promoting youth entrepreneurship, Minette Libom Lili Keng, Minister of Post and Telecommunication, launches the Agri-Tech Innovation Challenge. Well, the competition aims to integrate agriculture, fishing, and livestock sectors with digital technology to enhance production processes across this field. Well, our reporter Olivier Bouzike will fill us in on this story. We talk sports in tonight's edition of the APM Bilingual newscast. Team Cameroon finishes day 2 of the World Deaf Athletics Championship far from the podium with 0 medals. Well, 3 of the 8 athletes have, however, qualified for the 2025 Deaf Olympics in Tokyo, Japan. This and many more will be yours in tonight's edition of the APM Bilingual newscast. Good evening once again. If you're just joining us, well, you're right on time. The news opens in the French language with you, Oriane Donkeng. Good evening.
Bonsoir à vous, Nila Donnet. Mesdames et messieurs, bonsoir et bienvenue au journal. Promotion de l'entrepreneuriat jeune, le ministère des Postes et Télécommunications vient de lancer le concours Agri-Tech Innovation Challenge. Il s'agit d'un concours qui intègre les domaines de l'agriculture, des pêches et l'élevage en vue de digitaliser les productions dans ces secteurs d'activité. Olivier Bouzike.
Il y a 4 membres du gouvernement pour expliquer les enjeux de cette nouvelle stratégie. L'Agri-Tech Innovation Challenge, un concours national qui vise à créer l'émulation dans le secteur agropastoral à travers la promotion, l'inclusion numérique et l'utilisation de solutions agricoles digitales par les acteurs du secteur agropastoral camerounais.
Toutes les régions seront représentées parce qu'il y a des concours régionaux et nous sommes en train de communiquer largement pour que tous les jeunes qui ont ces solutions, qui ont déjà développé ces solutions, soient au rendez-vous. Donc nous irons même dans les écoles, dans tous les endroits pour essayer de chercher toutes ces personnes qui ont eu déjà ces solutions pour pouvoir les encourager de déployer ces solutions.
Le challenge 2024 vise à primer 10 startups au sein du triangle national. Le projet d'accélération de la transformation numérique au Cameroun, PATNU, se chargera de les accompagner dans le développement et la mise en œuvre de leurs plans d'affaires respectifs. Chacune peut recevoir jusqu'à 40 millions de francs CFA en fonction du projet.
C'est beaucoup dans l'adoption de ces solutions au niveau de ces agropastoralistes. C'est ça là le soutien. Donc l'argent qui est annoncé, ce n'est pas beaucoup plus l'argent qu'on donne à développer le projet, mais plutôt pour faciliter l'adoption de ces solutions, tant qu'au Cameroun et aussi au-delà de nos frontières.
Le challenge va se déployer sur l'ensemble du territoire national. Il va s'articuler autour de 3 activités majeures. Un concours de pitch, une conférence débat et des foires B2B qui s'adressent à tous les acteurs de l'écosystème agropastoral du Cameroun. Les solutions digitales attendues dans le cadre de ce concours devraient contribuer à répondre aux défis auxquels sont confrontés les exploitants en matière d'agriculture, d'élevage, de pêche, d'adaptation au changement climatique et du fintech agropastoral.
Bank projects that Cameroon's extreme poverty rate could reach 25% by 2026, affecting around 8 million people due to weak poverty reduction trends and low economic growth. Let's find out more about the report in this news. The World Bank projects that the extreme poverty rate in Cameroon could reach 25.0% by 2026, affecting approximately 8 million people. This alarming projection is based on the current trends of poverty reduction remaining weak due to low per capita economic growth. The poverty headcount rate has declined by only 0.6 percentage points between 2020 and 2023, with the absolute number of poor Cameroonians increasing due to rapid population growth. The World Bank's CEMAC Economic Barometer highlights that the population living in extreme poverty has increased by more than 2 million since 2001, now exceeding 6 million, or 23% of the Cameroonian population. The Fit Cameroon Household Survey indicates that nearly 2 out of 5 Cameroonians live below the national poverty line, translating to about 10 million people living in poverty in 2022. Despite minor progress in reducing inequality, disparities remain a significant barrier to poverty alleviation. The richest 20% consume about 10 times more than the poorest 20%, underscoring an unequal distribution of economic resources. Economic fragility is exacerbated by conflicts affecting 6 of the country's 10 regions and the impact of climate change on natural resources, which are vital for agriculture, the primary source of income for 4 out of the 10 workers. The World Bank emphasizes the need for immediate and strategic measures to address this situation. Reallocating budget savings from reduced fuel subsidies to productive expenditures, including investment in social programs and human capital, could provide short-term support to the poor and vulnerable. However, for sustainable poverty reduction, the World Bank underscores the necessity of accelerating economic growth to create more decent jobs and reduce the deep socio-economic disparities that hinder Cameroon's inclusive development. Businesses located along the roadside in Cameroon's economic capital, especially in market, are feeling the brunt of the heavy rainfall. Well, our reporter Crystal Asexwele tells us that this attitude has caused them to develop a new habit in order to protect their goods and keep their hustle going. Let's listen to her.
As the rainy season takes precedence over the dry season, traders selling along the roadside in the local market in the economic capital city are conforming to new habits in order to keep their businesses running despite the rain.
We cover our goods with plastics, and when the rain ceases, we remove the plastics and continue with our hustle.
However, this tough situation, the traders still find a way around to carry out with their daily hustle in order to feed their families, as their business is their source of livelihood.
We go out praying for luck to smile on us. Sometimes we can sell to 3 or more clients, which permits us to feed our families on days when there is no business. We just go home hoping the next day will be better.
While others complain about the slow turnover in their businesses as the rain hinders customers to stop by their business areas.
We don't even have adequate beach umbrellas to cover ourselves from the rains. Business is even slow. We just do what we can. This period does not favor our business.
Despite this difficulty faced in their business due to the downpour in the city, the traders are resolute on keeping on with their business as it's their source of livelihood.
Parlons santé à présent, lutte contre le paludisme, comment renforcer l'implication de la société civile. La question était au centre des travaux de présentation d'une étude qui fait état d'un manque d'implication des organisations de la société civile dans la mise en œuvre du plan stratégique du gouvernement. Pour les données statistiques, évolution au fil des années. Le point avec vous, Olivier Bouzik.
Selon les experts, sur plus de 900 organisations de la société civile répertoriées dans le secteur de la santé, à peine une centaine s'impliquent dans la mise en œuvre du plan stratégique de lutte contre le paludisme au Cameroun. C'est le résultat d'une étude présentée ce 19 juillet à Yaoundé.
Environ 54% seulement ont une lettre de collaboration signée du ministère de la Santé publique. Et sinon, 95% ont au moins une existence légale, dont un récépissé de déclaration d'organisation reconnue par l'autorité administrative. On a aussi noté que le nombre d'associations qui interviennent, qui disposent même du document de stratégie de lutte contre le paludisme et maîtrise, est vraiment insuffisant, moins de 50%. Donc on a également retenu que ces associations avaient besoin d'être encadrées. Ils ont exprimé des attentes de formation, de supervision, pour pouvoir mieux contribuer à la lutte contre le paludisme.
Le programme Équité Accès Palu, lancé par l'organisme Impact Santé, vise à accroître l'implication de la société civile et des communautés dans la mise en œuvre du plan stratégique de lutte contre le paludisme. Une cartographie des organismes de la société civile spécialisés dans les questions de santé a été conçue et servira de repère.
La cartographie a permis de voir chaque organisation dans son cadre d'intervention, c'est-à-dire que sur l'échiquier national, voir qui fait quoi où, c'est très important. Donc on les a nommés, on les a ressortis, on a effectivement présenté même leur adresse, ce qui fait on sait à qui s'adresser si on a besoin de quoi.
Le programme cible prioritairement les régions de l'extrême nord, l'est et l'ouest. Durée de mise en œuvre 2023-2026.
We take you out of the country to Kenya, where Kenyan police authorities have announced a ban on a protest in central Nairobi, the nation's capital, and justified their actions by saying criminal groups were planning to take advantage of the Gen Z demonstrations that are focused on holding President William Ruto's government to account. Well, we'll listen to this report as filed in by our partners, the Voice of America.
Et faisons à présent le tour de l'actualité africaine avec nos partenaires, la Voix de l'Amérique.
Au Kenya, le président William Ruto a nommé vendredi 11 ministres, embryon d'un gouvernement élargi, plus d'une semaine après avoir limogé la quasi-totalité de son équipe gouvernementale. Au Niger, le régime militaire a annoncé des baisses des prix de l'essence et du gasoil à la pompe à partir du 23 juillet. Le but est de baisser les prix des transports et celui de plusieurs produits. Au Soudan, l'émissaire onusien Rantam Lamamra évoque des discussions encourageantes entre les deux parties en guerre. Il dit compter désormais sur les parties pour traduire rapidement en progrès tangibles sur le terrain leur volonté de dialoguer avec lui. Au Cameroun, le gouvernement met en garde les leaders politiques d'opposition. Il dénonce la montée des propos injurieux contre les institutions et ceux qui les incarnent.
We talk sports. Well, no medal for Team Cameroon at the end of day 2 of the World Deaf Athletics Championship. However, 3 out of the 8 athletes have already picked up their ticket to the 2025 Tokyo Deaf Olympics. I talk about none other than Ogata Bala in the women's shot put. I talk about Kumpele in the men's discus. And also, we have Mohamed Bika in the men's 100. Let's get more details of this story in this report. Despite their best efforts, Team Cameroon did not secure any medals by the end of the second day of the World Deaf Athletics Championship. Emmanuel Kumpile and Minyem Nang Andre Nazer competed in the men's discus throw. While they gave in their all, they were short of a podium finish. However, there was a silver lining as Kumpile finished in 7th place, which earned him a qualification spot for the next Summer Deaflympics. In the 400-meter event, Shamju Parfait, who had shown promise by advancing to the semi-finals on Thursday, unfortunately finished 7th in his race. This result meant he did not qualify for the final round and missed out on securing a ticket to Japan. Out of the 8 athletes representing Cameroon, 3 have successfully qualified for the Tokyo Summer Deaflympics in 2025. These athletes are Mohamed Peka in the men's 100 meter, Bala Ogata in the women's shot put, and Emmanuel Kumpele in the men's discus throw. The championship is set to continue until July 23, 2024, with these athletes determined to give their best performance in the remaining events. The World Deaf Athletics Championship presents a valuable opportunity to address a crucial topic for deaf athletes, which is communication. While sign language is widely recognized, a Cameroonian innovator is pushing the boundaries by introducing new technologies and tools to enhance communication amongst the deaf athletes. This initiative has gained recognition in various countries across the world. Let's listen to this report for more details. Communication is a vital aspect of sports as it enables players and coaches share information, strategies, and even emotions. However, for deaf athletes, this is a major challenge as they often face barriers and discrimination in accessing sports opportunities and facilities. Echo Sport is helping to bridge this gap. It's a new way for deaf and hearing impaired children to practice sport. And EcoSport is a project created in relation to a problem we face. I have a cousin who is deaf and found it difficult to play with other children because these other children found it different to play with him since he cannot speak. To show that it is possible, we have developed a method which we'll call the EcoSport method. This allows tools to be adopted to hearing problems. 2 innovative devices have been developed to help facilitate discussion between coaches, athletes and peers. These devices have been tested and adopted by several deaf teams around the world. The Cameroon National Deaf Team inclusive. In their participation at the World Deaf World Cup in Malaysia, the team made use of some of these devices to help up their game against France and Iran. We have innovated tools such as the connected watch and image cards. The image cards have different messages, like fair play message used when a child tackles a teammate. The most innovated item is a connected watch, which helps you call the child like you will address them by their name. This watch vibrates through a transmitter when it's pressed. The watch vibrates and the child is taught that every time the watch vibrates, he has to look at the coach, who will in turn give the child directions or instructions. This is an innovative approach which helps one work better with hearing impaired children and be able to give them same support as any other child. The project exceeds football as it has been used in beach soccer and cardio golf. We started the project with football, added beach soccer. We recently included cardio golf. This is an initiative born by Cameroonian residents in Belgium. EcoSport has also been recognized by the Belgian Football Union, receiving the Come Together Awards. Well, it's with that report that we put an end to tonight's edition of the 8 p.m. Bilingual newscast. Do have a fruitful weekend in the company of our programs. See you tomorrow, same time, same station. And that is, if God willing. Good night to you, Ariane Donkeng.
Bonne soirée à vous, Nila Donnette, mesdames et messieurs. Merci d'avoir été des nôtres et bon début de week-end en compagnie des programmes de Spectrum Télévision.